Even though the ability to enjoy the Pokemon hobby has been really difficult throughout 2025 so far, it doesn't mean that time hasn't been flying by with this hobby and all the stuff that's been coming out, the crazy amount of announcements, and it felt like early in the year that we would just never see all the stuff from Prismatic Evolutions. Yet here we are in August, and yet another product being announced to be released later this month. Welcome back to V-Roll. I'm giving away a 3-pack blister of Evolving Skies to one lucky subscriber. All you got to do is be a part of the channel, like, comment, and subscribe down below. And you need to make sure you're entered in the right spot. So I need you to leave an additional like and a comment over on this video here. And it's not just the 3-pack blister that I'm giving away. Of course, that's wonderful. I can give away something awesome to one lucky subscriber, but I always feel like if I'm a part of that, where I'm trying to win a prize, the odds are against you. So I want to increase those odds. I'm also giving away 5 Pokemon mystery card lots to 5 additional winners. It's just my way of saying thank you and giving back to the community if I can in any way here for reaching the next milestone of 6,000 subscribers. Let's jump into today's video. You may recall not too long ago there was a Crown Zenith pack called the Sea and Sky Premium Collection, and it had a jumbo card, 4 other cards, and 14 booster packs of Crown Zenith. Well, Prismatic Evolutions is going to be seeing something very similar, and just like the Crown Zenith Sea and Sky Collection, it is exclusively available at Sam's Club, which means you're going to need a membership to obtain it. You think that would help, but it doesn't seem to make much of a dent. People still go crazy, and I don't think Sam's Club really does anything in the way of holding people back from buying out everything and anything that they can. This one here, the Sea and Sky Collection, was retailing for $40, and now it's going for somewhere in the neighborhood of like $160. So obviously, with time, sealed does usually do better, but these big bulky boxes, even those are doing good. I can only imagine where Prismatic Evolutions will go when it releases later this month. And a little bit higher than that $40 price point. It's going to be about $56 here. That's reasonable given what you're getting and the price point of Prismatic Evolutions altogether. Again, 14 booster packs, and you have your different promos. And the promos are actually, I think it's safe to say they are promos because they're a variation. They're a new variation from other regular rare cards or EX cards that we've seen in the past. And we can get a little bit more of a detailed look at it here. We have that jumbo card, the 4 other cards, and you notice there are stamps on these cards, and we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at that. But 14 packs of Prismatic Evolutions. Of course, you got that nice big box and way too much packaging. I mean, they could stack these up really neatly, have a little fan out of the 4 promos, and make it a much smaller package, and that would be nice. I think we all, I don't know about everybody, but I think a lot of us tend to lean on the side of too much packaging, and it's kind of annoying. I do like some of these pieces because they become a big statement when you're displaying them. If you display them as a sealed collection piece and just fanning everything out so broadly, like, it makes a really cool look to it. When we dive in a little bit deeper here, we see it is the 14 packs, and then you have the Prismatic Evolution stamp on the Lucario EX, as well as the Tyranitar EX. And then just in the back here, we can see the Scarlet and Violet Paldea Evolved stamp. Now this, I want to say, is a reprint from the Build and Battle kits that came out at the time of Paldea Evolved. Similarly, Lucario here is just an uncommon card, but I believe it's going to be hollow, with the Scarlet and Violet base set stamp on it. Again, mirrored in what we had with the Build and Battle kits. Those Build and Battle kits are fine and everything. The stamped cards are interesting, and it kind of becomes its own sub set of promos within the set. If you're really heavy into the Master Collection, you try to check all the boxes, including those, and the non-hollow rares that come in those specific little deck building packs that come in there that are not normally a part of the set. So that's what like a true Master Set collector would be looking at. If you're going into it with this way, the fact that it's being reprinted and reused in a much later product, I understand like Prismatic Evolutions and other specialty sets are usually a culmination of reprints from previous sets, and then you have exclusive new cards added to it, especially on the bigger pulls like we have with the entire Evolution line and beyond with all of those SIRs, in fact. So I get the fact of rehashing the old to make it into the new, but I don't know if they've ever done this before. I don't know if Pokemon Company has ever taken that step of pulling these stamped promos out of previous set Build and Battle boxes and then adding them as an extra or an add-on promo as a new product line or within a new product line. So interesting to see that. Still, you can see a little bit better there as far as how it makes out, but I believe those are the specific promos or stamped versions of those cards that you would find in those build and battle boxes. So very interesting that that was taken in that way. Just think it's a nice little fun little tidbit alongside of it there. 2 per membership. Love seeing that. Sam's Club is taking steps to regulate this a little bit. Sam's Club members will only be able to purchase 2 per membership, which means if you buy them online and then you go in store, you're going to get flagged. It's only going to know based off of your membership. So that's actually a wonderful thing to see that they're ahead of it. If this is a true statement here, I mean, that might be the rumor that we're getting here on this article, or it could be a verified fact, but I would be hopeful that that is the case, because I would love to get 2 of these. That would be fantastic. If I can get 1, that'd be amazing. I really don't have much hope these days on getting anything new because it's been so difficult to get anything new. In fact, I've been really reevaluating my position as a collector, as a card opener, as an investor, however you want to call it. I mean, there's 1,000 ways to enjoy the hobby. I've been really scrutinizing my place in the hobby, and my wife has come to me saying, you know, packages aren't showing up at our door anymore. You're not buying anything anymore. What's going on? Are you done with Pokemon? And I'm hesitant, but I'm leaning in sorts of maybe I'm taking a much bigger step back than I thought, because I think it's necessary for a lot of reasons. One, I can't afford to be in on these ridiculous prices that we see. If we can get it at MSRP or these new sticker prices, then okay, there's an opportunity, and maybe the Sam's Club one will give me that opportunity. But 2, I'm just kind of burnt out. Not that I'm done with the hobby, but I don't know where it goes from here. I'd like to have a little bit more of a specific focus within the collection. For me, it's been the Pokemon Center stamped promos. I do like those a lot. I think that's a fun little collection of my own. It's not overly difficult to obtain moving forward. If you're new to it and you're going into those Pokemon Center stamps, I totally get it. It's expensive and difficult to obtain a lot of those. However, you know, when you look at some of the big pulls of these sets, those things are considered cheap then in comparison. So hard to say what's necessary for the right person. You know, it depends on everybody, but I'm trying to really hone in what's worth picking up for me, because I'm not going to get everything. I don't want to get everything. And even the sets I think I want to get stuff, I've made my peace with the fact that I've missed out on certain products. I've missed out on a couple booster boxes in the Scarlet and Violet era. I'm almost okay with it now, because I don't have any intention of paying over $200 for these booster boxes that I just don't see the value there. Even if they do go up, I just don't see the long-term value in those specific ones that I'm missing, which are Journey Together and Destined Rivals. I'm not really interested in going in so heavy on that price to see where that goes later on. You know, or do I think they're going to be the next Evolving Skies? No, I don't. So that's why I'm not leaning in at this point in time. But that reevaluation, 2025 has been a crazy year, and it's really pushed me into that position of the hobby of rethinking, reevaluating, and just trying to figure out where do I land in this hobby and what's right for me. Because, again, this channel is really about my journey and sharing it with you. And I love hearing about your journey and where you're at and how things are going. And I have a few people who comment regularly telling me that my videos, you know, oh man, now you showed me this, I want to get that. And I totally get it. I understand. But slow down. Get the things that really mean something to your collection, or you have a purpose for long term, something with intention. I think that's a little bit more important. Just have intention behind it rather than just a little bit of everything, or you have to have it all. You don't have to, and you can still enjoy it in a lot of ways. I've been really satisfied with the Pokemon hobby for a year when I otherwise can't get very much at all. So it's an interesting position to be in at this point in time, and that's a long ramble, long ramble about my own little, position in the hobby and how I feel about it. So I don't know. Maybe opening up is worth it. Maybe people have clicked off by now. Either way, it's all good. I do post 7 days a week. Go back to the beginning of the video when I talk about the giveaway, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers. Please consider subscribing to the channel. All of that stuff really helps a lot. And I appreciate you taking the time today and hanging out for a little bit. But like I said, post 7 days a week. So with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.